Greetings, sir and sirettes, and welcome back to From the Depths with me, Lathrix, and of course, welcome back to the sandbox mode for a bit of a different type of episode, probably a half episode, as there's nothing critical really going on, but I fancied doing something a little bit silly. Recently, I have been attacking the Twin Guard, both on camera and off camera, and ultimately, I've been left not disappointed per se, but kind of surprised that their difficulty isn't that much higher of the Onyx watch. The bunker has now officially killed every single type of vehicle on the Twin Guard, including submarines, by the simple addition of torpedoes. It was very simple, very cheap torpedoes, and everything is dead. Now, I'm not saying they are an easy faction, and they are certainly one of the best looking. In terms of technicality, the Twin Guard are absolutely fantastic, and their ideas and their concepts boggle my mind. I have no idea how half of their ships even work, so to get them as a functional fleet is truly amazing. So today, what we're going to do to kind of test out how difficult are the Twin Guard is we're going to be fighting several of the Twin Guard ships, seeing just what they are, and fighting them against the Onyx watch, because who doesn't want to see faction versus faction? This way, we can see their true difficulty and hopefully learn a bit about our new enemy, the Twin Guard. But one big thing is, though, I would also like to take this opportunity to try and figure out how certain things work with them. I think now I've seen every single ship. Yeah, the expert, the regulars there. The only thing I haven't seen really is the installations. I've seen everything else now, so I won't be too surprised. So, for the first fight, let's get straight into it. Let's fight the Bulwark versus the Titan. Here we are, the Bulwark. Difficulty easy, campaign battle points 60. Versus the Twin Guard and the Titan. Let's spawn it in to the east, so not spawning right next to each other, which would be a little bit odd. This is classed as godly, but has a campaign battle points a little bit lower. So, ultimately, these are the two ships which I think of when I think of the best of both of the factions, although there is definitely better things in the Twin Guard. The Titan is really good, but definitely not as good as some of the other things I've came in contact with. It's just quite an iconic enemy, honestly. It's one of the ones where I always think of now when I think of the Twin Guard. I mean, just look at it. Missiles which come out of the back, a giant laser cannon as an arm, completely separated vehicle segments. It's just really impressive looking. Now, I really do think that the Titan will be the victor here, as the Bulwark doesn't really have too many things going for it in this fight. It has no shields, no laser defense, and all it really has is high levels of armor and very high gauge cannons, which are easily deflected by shields. So as we can see, the Bulwark is being chewed up. The reason why the bunkers did so well versus the Titan is purely because they do have shields, they do have anti-missile systems, and they have a lot more spare compartments than the Bulwark, so they didn't sink as easily, or at least be crippled as easily, rather. There goes the Titan's face. One other thing I will say is that the Titan's self-repair is really good. It seems to heal up ridiculously fast, and that may be because of repair tentacles, although I've never seen them. I think the Titan could have repair tentacles, but maybe they've chose against that purely because it would be really overpowered. Okay, I think it's fairly safe to say now that the Twin Guard have definitely lost that fight. So what else does the Twin Guard have, which is really quite scary in terms of ships? Well, if I can find the thing, I'll tell you. Here it is, the Phoenix. Now, there are two other ships which are classed as godly, at least ones which I know are definitely classed as godly, that I've actually fought in the campaign. And these are the Phoenix and the Abyss. The Abyss was a bit of a weird one, honestly. I found it was a little bit lacking, but it was able to summon little submarines. It was actually adorable. So it does spawn allies during the fight, but its weapon systems were a little bit odd. It has asymmetrical weapons, weapons, so it can only fire one way completely efficiently. Although they are missiles, which are these asymmetrical weapon types, the missiles didn't seem agile enough to really do much against my ships a lot of the time. The Phoenix, on the other hand, was an absolute nightmare. Now, this took a long time to kill, but ultimately did fall to the bunker without any upgrades to the bunker, as at this stage, I hadn't fought any of the subs. So, we'll be fighting the Phoenix versus, this time, let's spawn in the Kingstead. There we are. The Kingstead is easily one of my favourite ships on the Onyx watch, though. It just looks so awesome. A floating castle. There we are. Go for Phoenix. Now, the Phoenix, I do have a lot of respect for. I think it was a little bit frail, but being able to spawn drones so quickly and having a nasty bombardment for its main cannons, it's just a very all-round good ship. Though, as you can see, it has already taken a lot of damage in comparison to the Titan. The Titan, I find, is the ultimate tank vehicle, at least a very good tank vehicle, whereas a lot of the other Twin Guard, it just revolves around spawning allies and being able to do a lot of damage itself. I will say, though, I didn't expect the Onyx watch to do so poorly, as I found I actually had more difficulty with the Onyx watch, although this could be a simple case of I was less experienced at that stage, so I hadn't really got to terms with how to counter certain things, whereas with the Twin Guard, I'd already understood the basics, so when I came against them, it was just do this, this and this, and then you win. I also just wanted to do this video as well, because I feel like, since I'm restarting the series, people deserve to at least see the enemies which I was going to be fighting, because we got all the way there, to simply leave it without showing these off would be a bit cruel, honestly. Onyx Watch is actually doing quite well this time. A lot of damage done to the Phoenix, but ultimately I think the Phoenix will be the victor here. I love the drone ships, they're so cute. They are just like the flying squirrels of the Twin Guard. But who will win? My money is definitely on the Phoenix, as at this stage there has been a lot of critical damage against the Kingstead. However, if the Kingstead can actually hit the target, it may change. I've also just realised that it is indeed the Flyers who have the EMP weapons. I think. See, there's the thing. I actually like watching them because I don't know a lot of this stuff. Wow! 2 damaged, I suppose? Yeah, 2 damaged. Well done to the Phoenix. A bit of an odd victory there. But the Phoenix is the victor. But it did take a lot of damage, so that's what I'm trying to say. The difficulty level, I expected more of a jump, but it really wasn't there. Which is fine, obviously, the campaign is balanced, but next time I may go against a different enemy rather than the Twin Guard, possibly the Steel Striders, because I know they have some ridiculous things, and I know for a fact that the Grey Talons have some really ridiculous things. Where is the one I'm thinking of? There is one flyer in particular which is kind of famous for being terrifying, but I can't remember for the life of me what its name is right now. So let's have a quick look, and we'll find it. Oh, there it is, the Devil's Curse. I believe that's the one anyway. Let's just spawn it in to see if it is the right one. I can hear it, but I can't see it. Oh, because there it is, the Devil's Curse. Look at that. Oh, that is terrifying. That is one of those vehicles I am dreading fighting in the campaign. Okay, back to seeing some of the Twin Guard, though. We're not here to spoil those for ourselves. I had to find out about the Devil's Curse, though, because people wanted me to fight against that for so long. I spawned it in, and instantly I just looked at it and went, unless I am no longer balancing my ships, I'm never going to beat that. Okay, anything else you really want to see from the White Flayers? I don't know, the Twin Guard in particular. The submarines are pretty ordinary, honestly. I would say I can't pronounce any of them, so... No, yeah, I would say the Malice is worth having a look at. They're not very big. As you can see, they're quite standard and honestly quite frail, especially 2 torpedoes. So ultimately I had very little trouble with these things. They're not very big at all. And because of the lack of size, any damage can be extremely critical. The helicopters I found pretty easy, honestly. They're fast, but very frail. The missiles just need a very minor tweak to destroy them, and let's have a look then. Is there anything I didn't see? Let me just have a quick look. Is there any I don't recognise? I think it's only fair that we spawn in the Abyss. And once again, with the Onyx watch, this time we will be using the Alcazar, because I do love the Alcazar, so there we are. The Alcazar is actually a good anti-missile system, so that might actually be a good fight here. Although apparently not good enough for these. There we are, the Abyss. Now, like I said, this is one of those ships which I found a little bit lacking. Although that's possibly because I used missiles myself. Now, it does have a very nice anti-missile system. I will say that. Its anti-missile system is second to none of the enemies I've fought. But because missiles can be so spammy, the missiles from the bunkers ultimately drown them. And this one should be summoning trilobites. There they are. I think they're trilobites. Aren't they adorable? Even if they're not trilobites, I don't actually think they are the trilobites, are they? We'll have a look afterwards. Or now, actually, we could. Oh no, we can't because we don't because we're not classed as being in the battle. We could use the other map screen, but I think right now we should just watch the combat. This may go on for quite some time. I thought I'd just kind of shut up and allow the battle to continue by itself, but this is taking a while. And I'm now realising why the lasers weren't very effective against the bunker, because just like the Onyx Watch ships, the bunker has a lot of mass underwater, and particularly its more vulnerable sections are all underwater, so I assume the lasers were doing exactly like this, and simply not having enough strength to really do anything. Still fantastic looking though. Once again, the Twin Guard definitely have the best looking ships. So far anyway, from the enemies I've seen so far, they are certainly the best. Well, that's simply taking too long, so let's end that and call it a draw. I think the Abyss would have won eventually, particularly with the submarines currently still in the water, but that just kind of shows how equal some of the fights have been. So, I think all's left really now to do is have a look at some of the Twin Guard we haven't seen on the videos before, and just, honestly, just look at them. I really am in awe of a lot of the Twin Guard's vessels. Oops, daisy. Didn't quite mean to do that. There we are, back into the air. And where is... There you are, the Swarm OBs. It likes missiles. Can you tell by the circular missile section? This was the first of the larger flyers I encountered, and it scared the crap out of me when I first saw it. And I'm going to show you exactly why. Now, I said I wasn't going to fight them, but this one needs to be shown fighting. That was the thing that greeted me as soon as I started the battle. Terrifying, honestly. Absolutely terrifying. It's a spin block with missiles, with missile systems stuck in the middle, essentially with no... with absolutely no requirements for accuracy, so it shoots them absolutely everywhere. However, it is very liable to blow itself up, as that happened a few times during the battle as well. Even though the warheads do have a delay on them, occasionally they do get stuck in the body itself. Still a really cool design, and this is another reason why I am quite happy to be starting a new series. I can try and do things like this myself. I want to be a bit more innovative. I want to do designs I've never done before, weird ones like that, and be a little bit more special with them all, rather than using the same basic idea over and over again. As much as I do love swarm missiles, you can always do swarm missiles in a more interesting way. Looking over it, I think there's only one thing I've never actually seen before, and that's this here, the Gigabachi. I don't know how to really pronounce that, but yeah, I've never seen this in battle. So let's have a quick look-see at just what this is. Summon it in, it should be... Oh, there it is. Oh, it's made of 3! Again, with the sub-vehicle spawners. They love their sub-vehicle spawners. So they all have repair tentacles, and I assume they try and stick close together. That's really cool. Well, considering I've never fought it before, and since this will probably be the last one I show off, since again, this was just a little free episode, just a little throwaway episode I decided to record because my throat's hurting at the moment, and I just wanted to fight things against each other. Let's fight it against the bunker. For good time's sake. Now, this is the unupgraded bunker, so this is the original still, as the new one had a different name. Go forth, bunker! I believe in you! Which means it also has no anti-missile systems at the moment. Down goes the original, the middle section. I only call it the middle section as I believe that was the main body, the main actual aircraft itself with the same name. I wonder what those two are called then. Lots of flares messing up my missiles. I do love the bunker. It's not the most aesthetically pleasing of ships, but I love the whole very compact look of it. And there it goes, very easy indeed. Okay, let's see. How would it do against the Dawn? I didn't actually mean the Dawn, I meant the Phoenix. Okay, completely mixed up my ships there. Again, the Phoenix is one of the ships I do respect a lot, so I would like to see how the original bunker would do against this without any upgrades whatsoever. Now, this will be facing the bunker in a bit of a weird position to the side of it, but let's see how it does. No anti-missile systems on this one, so that's one big concern. Oh, well, I should have got off the ship. My own fault. death by 1,000 cuts with those side weapons. Let's just quickly turn off the degraded mode. There we go. If we're going to be just fighting ships, we may as well have the trails and everything. Actually managed to sink the bunker. I think it's destroyed its engine. Yeah, by the looks of it, the engine was destroyed, so it can't move forward enough. Oh no, just a lot of the forward propulsion was destroyed. That's what the problem is. But ultimately, that was downed as well. Now, I think I've fought everything else against the bunker before, and I can safely say it can defeat them, particularly if it actually has the torpedo improvements, which was basically just here. It just had a second row of missiles just underneath. All of them were torpedoes. It already has enough ammo for them. It wasn't much of a stretch. Well, that's that then. Well, I hope you all enjoyed this episode. It's just been a little bit of silliness. I just wanted to fight a few of the ships against each other. I just wanted to explain that the Twin Guard, we didn't really miss out on too much, as I think the Twin Guard are of similar difficulty to the Onyx Watch, honestly, although they do use a lot more variety, and that was the one thing. I am a little bit sad that we're not going to be fighting them completely, as that would take hours upon hours, and honestly I think starting the new campaign soon would be the best. I just cut myself off there very quickly because it dawns on me that the bunker cannot actually heal itself. Right now, the bunker does not hold any resources from the map, meaning that all of its repair drones can't do anything. And that's the exact reason why it ended up sinking, because it couldn't heal a lot of the small gaps that were being done to it. So you can imagine, in the actual campaign itself, it wasn't much of a stretch to fully upgrade the bunker to counter pretty much everything, and that was the whole point. So, thank you so much for watching. If you have enjoyed this little half episode of just things fighting things, and me trying to explain why we aren't missing too much, then of course, likes, favourites, shares, comments, all that good stuff helps out me, helps out the channel, and most importantly, shows that From the Depths is a series you wish to see continued in the future. In the next proper episode, we're going to get back into building the capital ship and hopefully finishing it enough so that the new campaign can start by hopefully next week. Thank you again, and goodbye.